Aloha everybody. In today's video, I'm talking about the cost of living in Honolulu, Hawaii, and how much you need to retire here. I'm Daniel Masuda Lehrman, your fee-only financial advisor in Honolulu, Hawaii, serving clients virtually nationwide. I'm a certified financial planner. I've been in the financial services industry for over 10 years, and during that time, I've helped hundreds of clients understand exactly when they can retire, how much they can afford to spend, and how long their money will last. First off, moving to Hawaii can be a sensitive topic, so the intention of this video is not to encourage people to move and retire here, but rather bring awareness about not only the financial aspects, but other factors that are really important to consider as well. So let's get into it. It should come as no surprise that Honolulu is consistently ranked among the most expensive places to live in the country. Overall, Hawaii's cost of living is 84% higher than the national average, according to PayScale. According to CNBC, retirees need about $121,000 annually to live comfortably here. This is based on a Bureau of Labor Statistics study that estimates for food, shelter, transportation, healthcare, and utility costs, and adds an additional cash buffer of 20% of that total to ensure that retirees would be quote-unquote comfortable. So that's $121,000 for an individual. For a couple, that's even higher. But keep in mind that these are averages. Your situation might be different. Anecdotally, in my experience, my wife and I eat out 2 to 3 times a week. We shop at Whole Foods. We live in a luxury high-rise apartment. But we're still able to live pretty comfortably on $100,000 for both of us. It could be that we don't drink, we're fairly minimalist when it comes to possessions, and we don't have any expensive hobbies. Most of our activities are going to the beach, which is free other than parking in Waikiki. So it all depends on your personal spending habits and lifestyle. Whatever your lifestyle looks like, you're gonna need housing, and housing is the main reason that cost of living is so high in Honolulu, especially for homeowners. Housing prices will vary depending on where you live, the condition, and whether it's a single-family house or a condo. But generally speaking, you cannot get a move-in ready single-family house in Honolulu for less than $1 million. Condos can be cheaper, like maybe $500,000 on average, but will have high HOA fees, which can affect affordability. Renting is less expensive, with studio apartments about $2,000 to $3,000 per month. We pay about $2,800 per month for a small studio apartment here in Ward Village. But if we were to buy our unit, we would pay about $600,000 to $700,000, and with a 20% down payment, our mortgage would be about $3,700. That's before HOA fees, which can add another $500 to $1,000 per month. This is because Honolulu has the highest price-to-rent ratio in the country. Price-to-rent tells you whether it is cheaper to rent or own property. The higher the number, the cheaper it is to rent. Major cities like New York, San Francisco, and LA all have high price-to-rent ratios, but not as high as Honolulu, which is 34.63. So if you're a buyer, be prepared to live in your home for at least 10 years to make it worthwhile. If you move out and rent out your property, you might be taking a loss every month until you decide to sell. As an investment, the main way to turn a profit by owning property in Hawaii is through appreciation, and you only see the profits of appreciation when you sell the property. On the brighter side, for homeowners, Hawaii offers relatively low property taxes, but bottom line, if your budget is $3,000 per month for housing, you'll have better options as a renter. Moving on, another thing to be aware of is that 90% of Hawaii's food is imported, which translates to higher prices for groceries and dining out. If you enjoy dining out like my wife and I do, it definitely adds up. So be prepared to get a Costco membership to save on the essentials. And finally, healthcare quality is a major consideration when deciding where to retire. Fortunately, Hawaii ranks #1 and #2 for healthcare access and healthcare quality according to US News. We also have the highest life expectancy in the country. But even though these are all good things, healthcare costs in Honolulu are still considerably higher than the national average. Big surprise. So overall, Hawaii is a very expensive place to live and retire. To sustain a lifestyle of $120,000 per year using the 4% rule, you would need about $3.1 million, excluding your primary home. Okay, so I want to take a moment to emphasize that cost of living is a crucial factor, but not the only crucial factor when deciding to retire in Hawaii, especially if you're not from here. Just because you can afford to live and retire in Hawaii doesn't automatically mean that you should. First off, Hawaii has a very distinct culture that can feel like being in a different country. As someone who was born and raised in the mainland, moving to Hawaii is unlike moving anywhere else in the United States. Some people will love and embrace the culture, while others will quickly learn that it's just not for them. In fact, most people who move to Hawaii from the mainland end up moving back home within 2 years. For me, what I really love about Hawaii is the aloha spirit, which I would describe as good vibes, friendliness, generosity, caring for others. It's a lot more than that, but that's my take on it. You really notice it on the roads where people generally don't honk or tailgate. They'll let you merge into traffic. People will throw a shaka when you let them in. Even the bus will do that. It just feels safer and more relaxed than anywhere I've ever lived. The food scene is amazing. And being Japanese American, I've been able to connect to my culture in a way that I've never been able to do before. Obviously, the beautiful weather and scenery all year long is attractive, but like anything, it's human nature to get used to those things. So it shouldn't be the only reason that you live here. There's other places you can go that are less isolated and are cheaper too. So my advice, respect and embrace the local culture, learn about Hawaii's history, and don't try to change Hawaii, let Hawaii change you. So there you go. We have now walked through the key factors you should consider for retirement in Hawaii. If you are looking to understand your retirement journey further, or would just like some more advice from a trusted advisor, click the first link in the description. On that page, you'll be able to schedule a free call where I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.